On August 25, 2026, Tennessee and the world mourned the loss of Dolly Parton. The legendary singer, songwriter, actress, businesswoman, and philanthropist died at the age of 80. For millions of people, Dolly was one of the greatest entertainers of all time, but here in East Tennessee, she was something even more, one of us. This video is a celebration of her life. Dolly was born on January 19, 1946, in a rural area of Sevier County, Tennessee. She was the fourth child among 12 kids. Her father, Robert Lee, who went by Lee, was a tobacco farmer and construction worker, but never received a formal education. Her mother, Avie Lee Owens, was a preacher's daughter and devoted her life to raising and caring for the family. At the age of 5, Dolly composed a song called Little Tiny Tassel Top. The song was a tribute to her precious doll made of a corn cob with corn silk hair. Since Dolly couldn't yet read or write, her mother wrote down the words to her song, and little barefoot Dolly would sing into her tin can microphone sitting on top of a tobacco stick that was wedged into the boards of their front porch. She even crafted herself a guitar at the age of 7. Parton began performing as a child, and by 10 she was singing on local radio and television programs in Knoxville. She was a regular on the Cass Walker Show. Dolly Parton recorded her first single, Puppy Love, in 1957, co-writing the song with her uncle when she was 11, and the 30-hour bus ride to Lake Charles, Louisiana for the recording. The single was released in 1959, but it doesn't chart. When Dolly was just 13, she had her first performance at the Grand Ole Opry. Johnny Cash introduced the young Parton on that night, telling the audience that there's a girl from East Tennessee and her daddy's listening at home and she'd be in real trouble if she didn't sing tonight. Well, Dolly did sing You Gotta Be My Baby by George Jones and received 3 encores that night. As the young Dolly was growing up in the 60s, big things were on the horizon. She and her uncle ventured into songwriting and recording between 1962 and 1966. Despite setbacks, hearing her voice on a Knoxville radio station brought her immense pride. Dolly moved to Nashville the day after her high school graduation. In May 1966, Dolly Parton married Carl Dean, whom she had met at a laundromat in Nashville in '64. They married in a Baptist church in Georgia with only Parton's mother, Carl, and herself present. Parton wore a dress made by her mother. Parton and her uncle Bill Owens found success with songs they penned, charting in the top 10, like Put It Off Until Tomorrow and The Company You Keep. Dolly Parton's career gained momentum in January of '67 when she found success on the Billboard country charts with Dumb Blonde and Something Fishy. Her first full-length album, Hello, I'm Dolly, released in July of that year, and it marked the beginning of her rise. Working with Porter Wagoner on the Porter Wagoner Show, they released The Last Thing on My Mind, reaching number 7 on Billboard's country chart by the year end. Parton and Wagoner's collaboration led to their first album, Just Between You and Me, and her solo debut, Just Because I'm a Woman, in 1968. And in 1969, she was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. With her big voice, platinum wigs, and sparkly outfits, Dolly created hit after hit in the 60s, and this continued in the 70s. I'm talking chart toppers like Jolene and I Will Always Love You. Let's look at just some of these. In 1971, Joshua is her first solo written song and reaches number 1 on the charts, and also released is the mega hit Coat of Many Colors, which again reaches number 1. In '73, Jolene becomes one of her biggest selling singles ever, selling millions of copies, and in '74 she records I Will Always Love You, which later on, as we know, becomes a global pop hit for Whitney Houston. The following year, in 1975, Dolly wins the CMA Female Vocalist of the Year award. All of her solo achievements led to the end of her collaboration with Wagoner in 1976, paving the way for her own syndicated TV show, Dolly. In 1977, Parton had a standout year with 2 critically acclaimed albums. First, The New Harvest, First Gathering album, was her first produced album as well as her first effort aimed specifically at the pop charts. And the second album, Here You Come Again, is her first single to reach #1 on the country charts for 5 straight weeks, making it the biggest hit of her career, and it hit #3 on the pop chart, becoming a huge crossover hit. It became Parton's first album to become platinum, selling over 1 million copies. The 80s did not disappoint with Dolly. In 1980, Dolly co-stars with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin in the hit comedy film 9 to 5, featuring the chart-topping title track. She secured 2 Grammy wins for Best Country Song and Best Female Country Vocal Performance. Following the success of 9 to 5, Parton's influence expanded in the 80s. She starred in a film with Burt Reynolds and collaborated with Kenny Rogers in 1983 on Islands in the Stream, which topped multiple charts and really solidified Parton's multifaceted success. She continued to navigate acting roles alongside stars like Sylvester Stallone in Rhinestone Cowboy in 1984. But Dolly never did forget where she came from. She wanted to give back to her home, sweet home. In 1986, Dolly Parton became a partner in a theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, that we know as Dollywood. In '88, she founded the Dollywood Foundation, promising $500 to local high school students who graduated. And of course, the Imagination Library providing free books to children eventually worldwide. Dolly closed up on the 80s on a high note with the White Limousine album. As another decade rolled around, Dolly became the only woman to chart #1 records in 3 different decades. In '91, her collaboration with Ricky Van Shelton on Rockin' Years from the album Eagle When She Flies earned her another #1 hit. In '93, Dolly releases the album Slow Dancing with the Moon, which features a number of famous guest artists. We haven't even turned the century yet, so let's just say she continues to create albums and music and receive awards. But that's not all. In 1994, Dolly Parton ventured into writing with her autobiography, Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business. The book delves into her humble childhood in the Great Smoky Mountains, covering topics from music and religion to marriage and so forth. So let's close out this phenomenal century with Dolly being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1999, country music's highest honor. As we transition to a new century, Dolly doesn't slow down. She is transitioning to bluegrass, really from 1999 to 2003. Parton's albums like The Grass is Blue and Little Sparrow earned her Grammy recognition. The Little Sparrow album in particular features a blend of Appalachian folk, bluegrass, and country gospel styles, and was dedicated to Parton's father, Lee Parton, who died in November of 2000. During this decade, Dolly's contributions to the arts and culture earns her many more honors and awards from organizations beyond the music and film industry. She was named a living legend by the Library of Congress in 2004 for her enrichment of the American cultural heritage. In 2005, she received the U.S. government's National Medal of Arts from President George W. Bush, and in 2006, she was recognized at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. for her lifetime artistic achievement. Dolly also hits a milestone with her foundation giving over 5 million books in 2007. Since 2010, Dolly Parton's been quite the entertainment powerhouse. She lent her voice to the animated film Gnomeo and Juliet in 2011, where garden gnomes tell a Shakespearean tale. Then came Joyful Noise in 2012, a musical with Queen Latifah about a widow and a mom saving a Georgia town's gospel choir. Her song, Coat of Many Colors, got a TV film treatment in 2015 and a sequel in 2016. In 2016, Parton announced that she and Dean would renew their vows in honor of their 50th wedding anniversary. In response to the 2016 Great Smoky Mountain wildfires, Dolly was one of a number of country music artists who participated in a telethon to raise money for victims of the fires. This was held in Nashville. Her fund, the My People Fund, provided $1,000 a month for 6 months to over 900 families affected by the wildfires. Jump to 2019 and Dolly's 8-part Netflix series called Heartstrings aired. These series of shows were based on her stories and songs. Also in 2019, a TV special, Dolly Parton, 50 Years at the Opry, celebrated her remarkable journey, even though it had actually been 60 years since her first Opry performance. Reflecting on those early days, Parton shared memories of watching backstage, dreaming of one day being part of the Opry's legendary performers. Now, having seen her dream come true, she wondered if some aspiring child might think, "I bet Dolly Parton once stood here," or "I'm standing where Dolly Parton stood." And if you like documentaries, check out Here I Am on Netflix. Released in December of 2019, the film offers a look into the life and musical career of Dolly Parton, which is told through interviews with friends, companions, and the artist herself. And it doesn't stop. Moving on to 2020, she took to Netflix again, producing and starring in Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square, where Dolly wrote all the songs featured in the film. Dolly releases her first novel in 2022 called Run, Rose, Run, co-authored with James Patterson. Dolly Parton was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but initially turned it down. She felt she might split votes and might be taken away from more deserving rock artists. However, she later changed her mind and would accept the honor gracefully. So on November 5th, 2022, in Los Angeles, she was inducted alongside others into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Alright, so in 2023, she has another New York Times bestseller. Dolly comes out with a book about her sense of style with exclusive images from her private costume archive. It's called Dolly Parton Behind the Scenes. She also creates her first rock album titled Rock Star, inspired by her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Parton headlined at the Thanksgiving halftime show for the Dallas Cowboys. At Dollywood, she opened up a Dolly Parton experience within the Dollywood theme park, and she also got more into the hotel business with the resorts at Dollywood and in Nashville. She lived in Brentwood, Tennessee with a sprawling 60-plus acre estate called Willow Lake Plantation. Dolly lived 8 decades and made the world a whole lot brighter with her mountain charm and golden heart. Her Smoky Mountain dreams really did come true, and now she will live on in eternity. Her music will continue to play. Children will continue receiving books with her name inside them. Families will continue making memories at Dollywood. And the mountains that inspired so many of her songs will continue standing over the place she always called home. Thank you, Dolly, for the music. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for believing in East Tennessee and investing in its people. And thank you for showing the world that kindness, faith, determination, and generosity never go out of style. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. You will always be loved.